Hi, Filipe Leitão here, and I'm excited to give you a demo of my new library, Strike Strings. This library comes with two instruments, phrases and chords. I'm going to start with the phrases. So I have pre-arranged phrases here for epic, heroic, adventure strings. You can also add some distortion. A filter to make that sound more like a sound design string. In this area, you have the full arrangement with the high and low strings, but you also have the low strings and just the high strings. So you have a lot of flexibility on how to combine that different mixes and possibilities in your arrangement. In that phrases instrument, we have 17 different styles arrangements. Next one. And just the low. So you could start your arrangement with just low and then eventually bring high. And then keep only low. And of course, you have all the 12 keys. You're starting C and then next one. This one has more dissonance. I would say that's perfect for something suspenseful. And this image gives you ideas on the style of each arrangement. This next one in 5/8. Very good for a chase scene, right? And the idea is you're going to use that as a foundation for your composition. Of course, you're going to add other instruments, maybe brass instruments, some synthesizers, and even combine different presets to create your composition. And just say hi. This one in 6/8, another one in 6/8. This one we have a chord progression. We have written here what are the chords, so you can replicate that in other instruments as well. Very heroic-like. So if I write that, I could do something like this. I'm gonna start with just low. Here are my low strings. And of course, as I said, that's just a foundation, or you can use that on the top of your composition as well. Okay, let me change the time signature to 6/8 to match the arrangement. Well, here you can see that's in 6/8, right? So now that's gonna match my grid as well. restart, right? Basically restart the progression here. Okay, and let's say later I'm gonna keep this low strings, but I'm gonna also bring the high. So I'm gonna start it like this. Very cool. What I could also do is I could combine that with another preset. So I'm gonna pick another 6/8. That could be interesting. If I want, I could bring this. That's another phrase, right? On the top of the other one. Let's see how that's gonna sound. Cool. Since they are both in 6/8 and the instrument is gonna synchronize with the BPM of your DAW, I can make that slower, of course. And of course, I'm gonna read exactly what we have here. I'm using this phrase, right? One minor, going to 6 major, going to 4 major, going back to 6 major, and then I'll have a 7 major here, right? What could do is double that with other instruments. So for example, I could use brass instruments to support that chords. Now check out our arrangement, starting with strike strings, and then I also add some low brass later. See how I can easily and quickly create an epic score like that. And these phrases I did with strike strings gives me instant inspiration. I have more. I have this other one using triplets. Kind of like a mysterious vibe. About this next one, I also have the indication here for the chord progression. I'm using this phrase. And I have on the high strings. And bring them low. Now another progression in 4/4. And these are 17 different styles, phrases to create epic, heroic, adventure scores. But of course, I can see that applies to electronic music, rock, and other styles as well. The other instrument, you have much more flexibility. You have also different presets, different styles. But what's really cool about that instrument is you can build your own chord progression. So here on this side, you have major chords, and then starting here from C3 to B5, you have minor chords in all the keys, right? So let's say I'm going to start with this style. This is major, and then here I have minor, right? So you can basically create whatever you want with that progression. So let's say I'm going to start with, let's say, C major and going to F minor. And that's the full strings, right? But you also have just the low, and you also have just the high. So you have a lot of possibilities of combination, right? And that's just the first preset. We have also more different styles. For example, this one. This is also in 6/8. I could do any key, right? And I could also play around with different chords, major and minor chords. So let's say if I start like with F major. And I go to A minor. F, G, go to A minor. Maybe E minor, F, G, A. So instantly you have your arrangement. Another different style here, again 6/8, just the low. That's E flat minor. And then here I have E flat major, for example. And then when you write that, you can create your own progression. So let's say I'm going to start with C major. And then if I want to change the chord here, I could change to, let's say, D. I can go back to C during that same progression, right? And then D again, and then eventually I'm going to E minor. Let's see how that's gonna sound. I can even change that to F minor later, correct modulation. Then I'm gonna go to D major, D flat major here. But instead of going full, I'm gonna play around with just the high D flat major. So I have that E minor, F minor, D flat major, right? And let's say I'm gonna go back to F minor, full. So here's the full region. So it's really easy, simple, but really powerful. And what I can do, of course, is also combine that with another preset. Since I'm using 6H, right? How about this one? If I copy and paste, I can easily see the same sequence, but with a different style now. I could even have both blend together for a fuller moment. Let's say we're gonna have just one in the beginning, and then I'm gonna bring the other one later. So you see how we can combine multiple phrases. You also have this pattern with triplets. Now in major. And also minor. Again, you can easily create your own chord progression. Next one in 5/8. Check this out. That's major, right? You also have minor. For a very exciting moment, right? And again, you can combine major, minor chords, and then you also have only the low and only the high strings. Next pattern in 6/8. Or minor. Next one in 4/4. Check this out. You also have the minor of that same style, right? Let's say I could do something like this. Then jump to just low. Another one in 4/4. Completely different style. With a lot of syncopation, right? And we also have that in minor. Next one in 5/4. You have you also have minor. This next one in 4/4 again. Minor. easily, instantly, you can play and then have inspiration. And of course, that's could work as a foundation for your score and can add more instruments, create a melody, of course. Check out this next one. Again, completely different. Only the low. On the high. You also have the minor chords. Just the high strings during minor chords. This next one is one of my favorites. We also have low strings during collegial, so I have that strike on the strings. You have the major only high string. The low strings, right? Also combining intervals, right? So you could do something like this, like a fifth. So that's gonna sound fuller, right? Could even do something like this. You can be really creative on that. Next one. That's just the low. I'm gonna play now just the high. Now high and low, right? You also have the minor chords. Completely different style in 6/8 as well. And this last one, it is in 4/4, but you also have triplets, so I'm creating that polyrhythm texture. And you can go back and forth. And of course, you also have the filter here. For a more sound design approach. You have a lot of possibilities, combinations, different styles, and I hope that's going to be really useful for you as a powerful tool for your productions.